One.
Oh, and we're back. It's your boy, Hypocrisy. H-Y, Pac to the Rasi. It works.
That added up.
It works. It works.
Yeah.
And because I've been doing it for each episode, I gotta keep it up. So.
Whoa.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, God, ladies and gentlemen, I got with me the executive director of Arthropy. I have a regular lady. I have a 2025 semi-finalist for the Kansas City People's Choice Awards in the building. I have an activist, a mother, a friend, someone's lover. She has many hats and titles, and she wears them well. I think she was she's very militant. She has martyred so much for the community that niggas say they killed it, and
I was wondering if you was gonna say that line. I'm not doing that poem.
And she has, ladies and gentlemen, I have Sheri Purpose Hall in the building.
Hey y'all.
Make some noise, audience. I know her. Shut your mouth. I know her too.
Oh.
Well, I don't talk to the crowd. We don't have a crowd. So I didn't.
I will shush. Oh, that's your line.
Yeah, I will. And I have done it. I've stood next to people and
he's so fierce.
I've shushed them.
He's so serious about
with
it.
With a furious shush.
Heavy on the shush.
Heavy on the shush.
In the ear. By himself.
And sometimes my lips be wet. And so little flappets of shush also hits them in the cheek.
Ladies and gentlemen, John H to the Y. Hypocrisy.
Oh, we gotta be serious. Okay, so welcome back to another episode of Poetry Is. Again, I am your host, Hypocrisy. This is Sheri Purpose Hall. And before we get this show on the road, before we get these beans boiling, gotta do 2 poems.
2 poems.
2 of them things.
Está bien. Hey.
Got my yellow solo cup again, if you were wondering.
Yellow solo cup. Okay. First off, I appreciate being in spaces where I can just straight up read poems that I don't normally perform everywhere. I love it. This poem is called Full Stop Energy. It's me, I'm her. I am. Period. Unexpected flow, nasty to some, dreaded to others, necessary. I am. End. Beginning. And the sign that ain't shit finna be. I am. That's important. I am interruption, disruption, and beautiful. Alpha, omega, confluency on God. I am movement. Flesh, clothing, clocks, watch me. Circular, shapely beauty, the kind you want to take, never have too much of, swear you've got it on your hands till you realize it's not on your side. I am W Time 3, period, poo. Address me with protocol. I keep your history, doxing or doxology, endless resource, silky nuisance of useful poison to get tangled in. Choose your battles wisely. I always win. I am ... ellipses encapsulating continuing thoughts. Then abbreviate your existence. Knock a pause in your ass before you get out of hand. Give me space before you try to begin again. I am world domination, celestial moon power, sinking women to bleed, breed, and breathe together. You ever see an outfit like mine? I am the table, gold standard, atomic element, got dope chemistry, soft metals and rocks can uncancer, regenerate, get you high, make platinum rich and lithium level you out. I am full stop, energy, It's me. I'm her. Period.
Pooh.
Pooh. Okay. This last one is, well, this next one, because I got to do 2 more later.
You told him already?
It's a format.
It's the format.
I'm not dealing with this today. This next one is titled Luke 3, Mary's Daughters. I come from a long line of kings, sharecroppers who knew alchemy, mining gold out of hood dirt and clay. I come from a line of warriors, a grandmother who won the battle in childbirth, crowning King Judy and living to teach her to rule. I come from a few kings who chose divorce instead of dead woman walking, some who contended with substance demons, consumption, and deficits. A couple warred on domestic soil and lived. Some won, some lost, but we all chose violence. I come from official decrees during preaching, late night cards and drinking, where plans of power against predator plagues are made. These prayers from pistols prey on pestilence and set precedent for punishments. You'll get slid before we let it slide. Creation and decimation by sword and tongue. I come from a line of fine women, curls, waves, and sly grins, curvaceous, feisty comets whose hands are skilled in the art of shooting stars while maintaining the mundane knitting, sewing, crocheting, cooking, cleaning, farming, tucking, a cutlass, machete, hammer, shotguns, cast iron, whole leaf tea, and holy Bible. I come from a line of card playing, corn cob, pipe tobacco, cigarette chatter, and liquor behind the door. Manicured women whose polish throws shade in the hue of code switch, double entendre classiness, hat cocked ace deuce finesse, and pristine lace lady likeness. Women who create home with the same skill we destroy. We celebrate in the rubble and ash with gin, rummy, and ashes. Coy smiling, coy coquettes who pretend nothing happened. I come from a line of anxiety and secrets. Kitchen curling irons, blue magic, and KC tube stepping, true blue royals, bleeding chief red fitted in the finest purple and gold. I come from a long line of kings who made me a king, a gold front firework, tequila throated praying tongue femme who presents as the art and the artwork, a walking gallery of resilience and grace, a stiletto nail diva digging in soil while hiding the dirt of my hands. I come from Consuzi, who begat Helen, who begat Flora and Susie, and Marianne and Judith. Susie begat me, and I begat kings, Helen and Myri, and those kings will be their own kings in their own way, and they will begat or not begat as they please. So there.
Abraham had many sons, and they had sons too, and all their fathers were named Father Abraham.
Y'all my sons.
It was
Y'all.
a lot of begats in the Bible, and that poem had a lot of begats.
Because we was begatting.
And you know what that means, right?
John.
A lot of storks was flying. A lot of storks was flying. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm glad this is being recorded because some of my body stuff is not seen when you hear me talk, and it just adds to the awesomeness that I am. But we're not here for me. We're here for Sheri Purpose Hall. She did great. She has to deal with me on a regular basis.
I do. I do.
And I call her Google. So
Jesus is Lord.
So yeah. We're going to ask her all the questions, and all of the questions will be answered.
I am not Google.
Boop, beep, boop. Google you are.
Will not say boop, beep, boop.
It's like R2-D2. All right. She doesn't know Star Wars.
I do. I said,
He does the bee boop bap boop.
I don't want it. No.
All right. So, I asked this for everybody. Pretty much, I asked the same questions to everybody. Not really. I asked different stuff too. What inspires you to write?
You know what? I'm crazy.
That's the first answer I've gotten that makes sense.
It makes total sense, doesn't it? Wait a minute. What you trying to say? Because you think you know I'm crazy? Yeah. See, this is what I'm talking about.
Yep.
This is what I'm talking about right here. No, honestly, writing helps me to sort out my thoughts. My brain is a place of confusion. There is the SSDD files. And I forgot what Stephen King movie that is from. But I know in my brain. Well, now it's going to bother me if I cannot call that movie up to my brain.
I can't call it because I don't watch horror films.
Yeah, see?
Overactive imagination.
SSDD files means same shit, different day. But there are files in your head, and I try to sort things out. I get overstimulated easy. And part of that sometimes is from trauma. Some of that is from anxiety. Some of that is from a multiplicity of things I might be dealing with. And yeah, you might call me Google. I'm kind of a geek. And so I write out the abundance of my heart and my brain. And I just have to make sense of things, if that makes sense. And part of it is writing is catharsis. So writing is life after death for me. So when I started writing, it was like after the death of my grandfather when I was 6. So it's like life after death. And every time I've had a monumental death in my life, my writing has gone a different place, or my art has gone a different place to try to kind of make sense. And life has always changed.
You said something about being overstimulated, and they kind of hit me because I'm like, yo, sometimes I putting on the wrong mask, and I'm like, damn, oops.
Yo, when people don't get that, wait a minute, because we often talk about masking, right? Like, and I had whole conversations about this on Saturday because I did a conference with youth first. And then I had to go speak at it was a women's conference, but at the end of it, they were doing awards. It was the Legacy Awards, Legacy of Excellence. And they did it at Macedonia, awarding a whole bunch of people, beautiful, wonderful people got awards. Shout out to everybody. And both places we're talking about wearing the mask to get through what you get through. One space, I'm talking to children, which children are already wearing the mask. I need y'all to put that in your back pocket and understand that children already know the mask, because I already knew the mask as a kid. And then you have women, like, in order to achieve certain levels of excellence, you already know walking in this world, you're wearing a mask in order to achieve certain things. But we never talk about what happens when you come out the house and put the wrong mask on.
You're getting the wrong questions or the wrong interactions. You like, I'm not even mentally prepared.
Like, I'm not even right
for that.
I done put on this mask. I am smiling and interacting this way, and I am totally off for this space. I feel like I am behaving corporately, and I'm supposed to be in this entertainment space. I've often felt, especially coming into art spaces, out of place sometimes because I have on a corporate mask sometimes, or vice versa.
Well, that's because of what you do. You work in mental health, correct?
Mm-hmm. At this juncture, but it wasn't always that. Like, I was in corporate for most of the time, or let's say even as soon as a couple years ago, I was doing politics. So I'm running straight out of somewhere political into the open mic. So there's a couple of times I may have come straight to soul sessions still with a bow and a suit on. And I'm like, I still have not only the mask, but the costume.
It's sad sometimes I be wearing the mask with my family. I be like, I be going through shit, y'all. But let me smile for you so you know I'm okay. Because I don't think you want me to ask you for anything. But, next question. So you've been writing since 6.
Yes.
How has writing since then challenged you to challenge yourself to evolve or to get to a different level to become who you are today? What are some things that motivated you to push on this journey?
I don't call myself, I do partially call myself self-taught, but I would more aptly call it composite taught, right? Because of course I went to school, and I did do writing intensive courses while in college, right? But I didn't go to college for poetry, right? If that makes sense. But I did writing intensive, and I chose how I took courses. Like I wanted history, but I took African American writing intensive, yada yada. You know what I'm saying? Because I wanted that crap to be some stuff that I was interested in, and that was what was challenging, but it was also interesting to me because I was tired of dead white men. If I was going to read about dead white men, I needed to read the accurate historical account of dead white men and what happened with the dead black people too, right? And in writing about that, because what people may not know or what people may gather when they read my Facebook post is that I'm somewhat of an essayist as well, right? I'm not just a poet. I am an essayist. I blog. I also do novels, which I haven't even completed the first novel, but going for it, which, you know, my homegirl at church told me, she looked at me, she's like, you gonna write a love novel. And I looked at her, I'm like,
She don't even like love poems.
yo! I'm like, don't stick that to me! But I'm like, you have to be telling me the truth. You have to be. That has to be Jesus. It has to be the Lord. Because I can't even stand it. But I have pushed and challenged myself. A lot of times my poems are birthed out of the what may look like National Geographic, may look like the essay. I have to pull the art out of the geek stuff or pull the art out of the dissertation or whatever whatever else it is. So that's kind of how I push myself through research, through trying to have complete and coherent thoughts. Like if I can have a full opinion of a thing and then be able to pull art out of it. So what happens a lot of times is that I have pieces of poems or half of poems or concepts. Like what people have scraps of paper, I have little 1 sentence Word documents, lots of them.
That should turn into something.
In folders. I currently have over 50,000 documents in my cloud. Listen, I keep everything. Your house is cluttered. My computer's cluttered. Don't judge.
But it's not slow.
It is not slow. I pay for enough terabytes or whatever, to make that happen. So there. But that's how I push myself. I'm also an interdisciplinary artist, so I paint. Sometimes the words come out in paint or crafting or beadwork or something else like that. So the words may come out in my hands other ways. I have to take my hands off the computer to be able to come back to the words in a way that I can reimagine them. So sometimes I might see the words in colors when I'm writing them. if that makes more sense of how I might speak. Like she has such colorful language because I'm probably literally seeing the colors.
She's smart.
Idiot savant, dog. Probably more idiot than savant, but you know.
Wait a minute.
Ew.
Wait a minute. No.
Okay, yeah, I'm a nerd. I'm not an idiot savant, but I'm out here.
Google.
I'm not Google.
Seeing colors. I see colors, but she sees colors. So, you like this hat?
Whose brand is that? What is that? What is that?
I Am Hypocrisy's poetry brand.
Oh my God.
Okay, so no, stop it.
Oh,
Stop it.
I'm just so
Starburst
enamored.
Annihilators.
Annihilators. Green, sour, soft. Next.
Ugh.
Absolutely everything is sour apple. You gotta know it. It's in my rider. Okay, and I'm a Slytherin. It's gonna be sour apple green every day. All right.
What is something that you want to write about that you haven't written about?
Alzheimer's. I'm not gonna say I haven't written about it. I have not successfully. I have tried that, those scraps of Word documents, or maybe I've had an idea or something. I have not successfully been able. Maybe I'm too close to it. Maybe I'm too emotional about it. Maybe I have a blockage, and it's not necessarily writer's block. I just have not been able to successfully.
Thus, I could not write the poem ever. From 2015.
Next. Come on, next question. We ain't gonna talk about that right now.
Bad decision.
Yeah, we're gonna flip this interview around in a minute. Keep on messing with me.
I'm not messing with anyone. See, that's her. That's not me. That's not me.
I know, it was me.
That's
Yeah,
not me.
I did that.
So
So he got a poem that he's supposed to been wrote since 2015 called "It Was a Bad Decision." It's a comedic poem. You see how funny he is?
I'm not.
He owes the world this poem. He
Funny.
owed down like Pookie. Next time you see him, say it was a bad decision.
I tried
you need to write this poem.
and it got serious.
Pay attention. Focus.
It got
Focus.
serious.
Linda, honey, listen.
Father Time has
Yo, he
spoken.
freestyled. It was a bad decision for hours. Twice. Once in Oakland, once here. Twice. It was hilarious. Like a stand-up skit. Tell him to actually write this poem. Because it's hilarious.
But I digress. Father Time has spoken.
10 years.
10
We've been
years.
waiting for this poem.
It's been 10 years. It has been 10 years. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Did you know that Meet the Fockers came out in 2006?
This poem would be a preteen. The poem would be a preteen. John.
I am a well of movie facts.
I'm tired of you.
I'm trying to change the subject.
Next poem. Next crap.
Father Time has spoken. We had 10 minutes. Now we have about maybe 8:30.
8:30.
Yeah, minute and 30 seconds had to have gone by. I'm pretty sure it was 2 minutes.
Ask the next question, weirdo.
So I got one more question.
What that is?
One more question.
What that is?
2 poems to send us on a hiatus till next Sunday. The question is, what would you tell future writers to not fear?
Editing.
I hate editing.
See, this is what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about right here. It's your problem now.
I'm not a future writer. I'm a present writer.
Well, and if you continue to write,
you pay editors to edit. But if I
and
learn
then
to
you
edit,
want to sit up here and justify why things should be edited.
Because
you're not gonna sit up and have this round
came
with me,
out,
bro.
It came out originally as a pure thought, therefore it should continue to be a pure thought.
Say, edit your crap, man. So, editing is part of the healing process. Let's take that back to the mental health conversation. Once you have the word vomit, now it is time to formulate the story. You can go back and read on it, and when you read what you had the word vomit, the editing is the intimacy with you and your work. It is intimacy. It's you and your work. You are looking in the mirror, and at that point, you can see what you missed. What also needs to be corrected, what needs to be taken out, and editing also for understanding. And not even just proofreading, right? Because there are places where there need to be line breaks. If we are talking about for reading, there are places where there need to be line breaks, where there need to be spaces, where there need to be a capital or a lowercase, not just for grammar, but for aesthetic, for understanding, right? Because a space like a extended space can represent a pregnant pause when a person's reading, right? So when you're editing on the page, as opposed to editing for spoken word, I'm looking at two different styles of editing. But when we're editing for performance, we're still editing not just for our own pleasure, but we need other people to be able to understand us. And that's also part of where the sonic edit comes in as well. When you're memorizing, when you're reading, even if you don't memorize, you still should practice reading the doggone poem. Don't just sit up here and think you just gonna get up on the stage and now we got this and we gonna slam or whatever and we got this piece of paper and we just gonna no, because some of those words that you wrote still may come out of your mouth cumbersome and awkward, and you may need to edit the way that those roll off the tongue rhythmically. It may have been a good idea at first, and it may not even match your internal rhythm, because a lot of times when we're doing spoken word, what we're going off of is our internal rhythm rather than somebody else's rhythm. So editing is a thing for sonically on the page, performance, all them forms of editing. Be well with that crap.
In other words,
do that crap.
Don't be me.
He edits. Don't listen to him because I make him.
I edit while I write.
I fight him. And I tell him not to do it. And then he still edits after he's done.
Yeah.
I'm an editing bully.
But I also accidentally memorize poems before they're...
And then I tell him to stop it.
It's hard.
Stop it.
Because I be spitting that hot fire like Dylon.
Dylon ain't got a career now.
Dylon's...
And this is why I said, edit.
Top 5.
Dylon.
Right. Dylon. We got enough
time. To the
time.
point where that's the only lyric of Dylon's we remember.
That was it. He spit hot fire.
That's all we remember.
I need 2 poems. I need them to end it because it's the format.
What is happening?
The microphone can't see it, but the audience can see it, and it made me look real animated.
Hey yo,
real animated. Like I would look like I was moving really fast.
No.
I look like I was moving really fast just then.
Cameraman says no.
Cameraman says no. I was not moving fast. As slow as I felt like I was moving that.
That was in your mental mind.
Oh, man. My mental mind. Ladies and gentlemen, like I said, I'm Hypocrisy. This is Sheri Purpose Hall.
Alright, so again, since we're on this where I get to read stuff that I don't normally get to read.
I mean, I would love to hear something that you don't have to read. That way people can understand why you are a semifinalist. I mean, yes, the non-memorized work is still great. It's wonderful, but the bread and butter, baby. We want the bread and butter. We want the crumpets. Where's the bread and butter? The time is ticking.
Get away from me.
It's gonna be a long episode.
All right. Praise the Lord. Earth home.
Oh yeah, try not to cuss. We're gonna be on the radio. I tried to stop you earlier, but it was I didn't know the poem, so I didn't know there was words. Isn't that right? Isn't that right? Yeah. See, even my producers, there's 7 of them in here right now. We're a full house. A house is full. There's an audience. Hey! See?
All right. We're not going to do this.
We're not, okay. Ladies and gentlemen, Sheri Purpose Hall, 2 poems. You know what? A poem and a tonka, which is Japanese flavored poetry about nature. Yeah, I said flavored. It's in syllables 5, 7, 5, 7, 7.
Let's see if we can get through this poem. Gilded Grill Goddess is grassroots. Gift of Gab is a gun. Galvanizing gremlins who gringos gatekeeping gavel, but we are God's gems. Gladiators, grab the gauntlets and get in gear. Genuflect, gleaning guidance. Growth in gold and geography is gangster. Gazes on God. Glory, grace granted, grounded. Glimpses of genealogy and gospel down the generations. Glory. My great grandkids gonna get it guaranteed. They are gorgeous geniuses, guileless gang of geeks, golden grills glistening, grinding, giggling. We graffiti galaxies, globe trotters, gravitating greatness, gourmet grits, grub, and gravy, greedy for greatness, we goats, glowing and growing and giving, it's giving grandiose. That was rough.
That was rough, but it was a lot of G's. It was a lot of G's.
I said, let me see if I can get through it.
It was a lot of G's.
It's a lot of G's.
That's
I didn't
tricky.
even practice it.
That was tricky. Hey, on the spot.
I didn't even practice it.
Alliteration.
It was
is
an
what
alliteration.
That was.
It was a guttural alliteration as well.
That's another G. Guttural. Capital G.
So yes, it's a guttural alliteration of grandiose, and yes, it is a breakdown of the word grandiose. Dios in Spanish is God. So our God is grandiose. There you go for that.
Agape. God is love. Okay, so she's also a certified. You in the church, ain't you?
Jesus is Lord. Yes.
Obviously, as she just said, Jesus is Lord, because he is.
Yes.
And he has a lightsaber.
I'm going to do more poems.
Because he's our Savior.
Okay.
Our Lord and Savior. And he is the light. Therefore, he is not... He doesn't... I did not say saber. I did not say saber. He does not have a lightsaber. He is not a Jedi. But... He did turn water into wine.
This is what everyone...
He made a blind man see by spitting on some dirt. And he washed his eyes out in a dirty well.
Come on with the word.
And then he also made a man named Lazarus rise from the dead. Mm-hmm. Which I think I was reincarnated as him because I have
John
given up the ghost many times.
John.
Okay. Next. This Kentucky whiskey got me again.
Oh.
I shouldn't have drank it, but it got me. I shouldn't have drank it. This is a whole nother week. See how I did that?
Last poem. Encouragement, brothers
and sisters.
Milk carton. Inspired by Bill Withers, make a smile for me. You ever seen a black man smile? A joyful, pure, radiant, gap-toothed smile. It is the eighth wonder of the world, a marvel. A how did it get there type of event. A please don't leave, throw myself on the floor, arms wrapped around ankles. I miss you occurrence. Your smile is a perfect pyramid pinnacle with gap enough for me to slide through. Your tongue is a pallet for my rest. I lay with ease. My heart beats the roof of your mouth, rebounds back into my chest, reverb the sound of us combined flesh. Boy, I lived in you before you ever came in me. Your smile is an echo chamber oxymoron, ongoing metronome and timeless slow Hendrix solo, Kravitz ballad, Rakim melody, Method Man to cow. A black man plucking strings with words, beats, and harmonies skilled. All things at once, button up suit tie, rough hands, grunts, sounds like genius, sounds like art. Your smile is rock, roll, hip hop, birth of all that was inside us, something we made together, something somebody stole from me. Your smile was taken and sold for hourly wages and peaceful interactions with badge wearers. Your smile is something I need our children to see, but instead I tell them about it. Told them about it before. They looked at me like I was strange, like an adulteress, like I was speaking of a different man, like, nah, we know our dad. We ain't never seen nothing like that, but I know. Swear to God I've seen it before. Not this thing you counterfeit for tourists to see, but the real thing, your smile. Somehow got lost somewhere between a feeling of lost respect and a lack of sight that had never left. I miss it. Want it back because I have. I have seen a black man smile, a joyful, pure, radiant, gap-toothed smile. I just can't prove it.
Ladies and gentlemen, again, I'm your host, I'm Hypocrisy. This is Sheri Purpose Hall. Poetry is. Shout out to T.L. Williams and the Music and More Foundation. I always leave you with a nice quote. Pterodactyl is spelled with a P.
With a P.
That's why you can't hear it in the bathroom.
Such wisdom.
Because the P is silent. That wasn't a gunshot.
Pterodactyl.
That was a
salute.
Yeah. It's wisdom.
Yeah.
You know so much.
Forest, the only you can the forest fires. That was Smokey the Bear.
You are Google.
No, nigga.
You are Google Confucius.